Hello everyone, let's know some of the basics of research. What is research? Research is a systematic, scientific, objective process-based inquiry to solve problem, discover new knowledge or verify existing knowledge. Why research is necessary? It is necessary to generate new knowledge, validate existing knowledge. It is very much required for any problem solving, advancement of any field, and for the purpose of evidence based practices. And it is very necessary for the policy formulation and plannings. So, whenever you are planning for a research, you should always keep FINER in your mind. FINER means your research area should be feasible in terms of technical, financial, and administrative capabilities. The selected problem area should be of interest to the policy managers and researcher. Your research should be able to fill the gap in existing knowledge and should be able to solve the problem in an area. In applied research, most of the time human beings are involved, and hence it is very necessary to fully observe ethical policies and procedures. And lastly, your selected problem should be relevant and have priority for the geographical area, region, and country. Whenever you are preparing a new research proposal, so at first you should always go for a rigorous literature search, because it is a saying that 6 hours in the library may save the researchers 6 months in the laboratory. Why this literature search is required? It helps to prevent duplication of the work that has already been done. It helps to find out what others have learned and reported on the problem we want to study. And this may definitely assist in refining the statement of the problem. It also helps in becoming more familiar with the various research approaches that might be used in the study. And last but not the least, it should provide convincing argument to justify the need for conducting a research project. And for this literature search, you can refer the textbooks, monograph, past documents, journals, bibliographical database, etc. Divide your research objectives into two. First is general objectives, which is the essence of the study that is being worded, giving a general direction of the inquiry. And the second one is the specific objectives, which is the smaller logically connected parts of your general objective. Your research objectives should be SMART, that is, it should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and should be time bound. In your research proposal, the research question is the interrogation of the general objective. For example, if the general objective is to examine the relationship between high blood pressure and BMI, then your research question becomes, what is the relationship between high blood pressure and BMI? In a research, hypothesis is a tentative prediction that translates research question into expected outcome. Hypothesis can occur two ways. First is directional hypothesis, which specifies the expected direction of the relationship between predictor and outcome variables. And another one is the non directional hypothesis, which states only that an association exists, it does not specify the direction. Null hypothesis states that there is no association between predictor and outcome variables, whereas the alternative hypothesis states and proposes that there is an association between predictor and outcome variables. Null hypothesis states that any observed differences are entirely due to chance or due to the sampling errors. Therefore, hypothesis testing is essential, in which null hypothesis is either rejected or accepted depending on whether the p value is above or below the determinant cutoff point, known as significance level of test. If the p value is less than the cutoff point, the null hypothesis is rejected. If the p value is more than or equal to the cutoff point, the null hypothesis is accepted. It is usual to choose either 0.05 or 0.01 as the level of significance for testing the null hypothesis. While doing a research, some errors may occur from investigator's side. Type 1, in which an investigator rejects a null hypothesis that is actually true in the population. Type 2 error, in which the investigator fails to reject a null hypothesis that is actually false in the population. It is very essential as a researcher to plan a study design. As a researcher, you should be oriented whether you are going for an observational study or an experimental study. In observational study, whether it is descriptive like case report, case series, ecological correlation, cross sectional prevalence, or analytical like case control or cohort studies. In experimental study, whether it is randomized trials or non randomized trials. For any queries or any research topic elaboration, comment down below. Thank you.